Okay, here's a look at Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus from the Transformers the movie line. Here you could see a nice artwork capturing the scene from the movie on the front of the box. And the back of the box, you get your product images showing off some of the accessories that you get, and a little backdrop, which is really cool. And showing off some of the features here. You can bring down the trailer bed and roll up some Autobots in there. And this really cool feature with the Matrix being able to open up, go in his chest. Side of the box, you get a artwork of Ultra Magnus there. The other side, a close-up artwork of his head. Top of the box, Transformers the movie and an Autobot shuttle, which I don't know if this is an Easter egg of maybe, something to look forward to and coming out later, maybe, I don't know, and bottom words and stuff. So that's a look at the box. And now here is a look at the Ultra Magnus. But first, let's go over the stuff that you get. So first, as always, let's go over the instructions. So you get the nice CAD drawing there of Ultra Magnus, and you get the page showing you the contents of what you get. And this is important to point out, his antennas on his head. First thing you want to do is open up that toilet paper trash bag and make sure you have it, because it's so small, and I think it's dumb how you have to assemble that. But anyways, here you could see how you could disassemble Ultra Magnus's arms and legs to replicate the scene from the movie. And then you get these blast effects. So here it's important to note you get 3 small ones, 2 medium ones, and 2 large ones. And then here it's just showing you how you can attach all of these things. And then the steps to the transformation, which this figure is actually pretty fun to transform, and this is actually the best G1 version of Ultra Magnus that was ever made. Either masterpiece or mainline retail. And yeah, I could see why they're saying masterpiece equivalent, just like the hot rod too. Very interesting. But anyways, here you could see you could attach these things into alt mode. And now let's go over some of these accessories a little bit more in detail. So here you get these small ones. These are cool, but I do want to share my opinion. I don't like how they added this smoke effect, because that actually, in my opinion, I think that makes it looks really dirty. But anyways, they're cool to have. And you do get his gun here, which is painted a metallic slight lavender, which is cartoon accurate. It's really cool. And on the back you can attach the other gun, which is nice. And let's just go ahead and take it off, because this has a tendency to come off when you're playing around with the figure. But you could see it's nicely sculpted, and I can tell you this is how you can tell that they're trying to make a really good figure, because do you see any waffles on this or this? So you know that this is a figure that they wanted do a good job in making. And then these missiles, which are really cool. Let's come up a little bit so we can show you that you could take off the missiles and grab one of these blast effects things and attach it here. So that's what's really cool about these blast effects thing. So you can get some really nice pictures or make some videos, which is really nice. And I want to just take the time to point out some things. This plastic, it is like painted, so you could see that when you tab it in, find the tab and the slot, line it up, tab it in, you could see that this stays in much better than that Legends scale Metroplex that I just recently posted some videos of. So just trying to explain to you what I meant about the paint causing friction and stuff, which is helpful. It's not just for aesthetic thing to make it look like a lot of people say, but it's more of a functional thing. It actually helps to keep these things tabbed in. But anyways, there I go again, digressing. So here's just now a look at the figure, and let's come up and get a good look. So here you could see his Ultra Magnus head, really nice. I don't have the light going on the back, but you can light up his eyes, which would be really cool. And I'll just tell you, in my opinion, I think they should get rid of it, because look at that. That head, it just looks odd with the transparent plastic on the back of his head. In my opinion, I think they should have just painted it the light blue color. And here is antennas. You have to be very careful because they might come undone, but you do have to reattach them. But anyways, there's the head. It is on a ball joint, so it can go up, down, side, rotate side to side, all around. And then his shoulders, these are on a really nice ratchet, and I know that's because of the transformation. It has to stay vertical. You get let's take his gun off. You get the bicep rotation on friction. You get a soft ratcheted elbow. And this is really cool. I want to point out, look at his hand. You can rotate it all around inside his forearm. So X-Transbots, other figures, they don't do that. And then down here you get a friction waist rotation, no ab crunch. But the legs, the thighs, you can hear that nice ratchet going up, down, out to the side. Here, this is very important to note. You do get a knee bend, but it's on a double joint. So obviously for robot mode, it's the top joint. But this one, for transformation, and I'll just show you now, you need to use the bottom hinge here to rotate it. So just giving you a preview of like the transformation. That's how you need to transform it into alt mode. But anyways, back here to the leg, you get a nice ankle rocker with your current mainline retail figures, but no toe tilt up or down, which is fine because you know, all things considered, this is a great figure. And just letting you know, this figure feels good. It's a good weight, good amount of articulation, and for the most part, very cartoon accurate. So speaking of which, let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the cartoon aesthetics. And you could see this is done really well. I'm not going to get all into it. You can just see for yourself. They did capture a lot of the cartoon details. And the back also, they did a really nice job, especially this butt flap. So again, this is kind of like, you can argue that this is probably better than the Masterpiece version, just like their Hot Rod. And I agree. So hopefully we will be getting an updated 2.0 version of it. But anyways, that's a look at the figure. And now let's go over some features here in the robot mode, which is the Matrix. And this is really cool. So all you do is you just come down here, lift up this blue T shape for his chest, and look at this on springs. It just pops open. This is really cool, and it's really nice. Look at all the nicely sculpted detail, and it's painted silver. And you could take out like this matrix, which is a little hard. Yeah, and again, that's because it's painted. So, you know, you have the plastic and the plastic, but because of the friction from the paint, it does stay tabbed in better. So that's you know, something I was mentioning many times with the third-party legend scaled Metroplex, why you have those tabbing in issues. But here you could see it's a really nicely sculpted and painted matrix. Really nice. And what's cool, if you can find a way to do this, you can make them hold the matrix. And I didn't point that out, but the hands, you could see they are articulated fingers. Not 100%, but just good enough. And I'm just gonna make a first attempt here. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time trying to do all of this, but to see if you can make them hold the matrix with the articulated fingers that they gave you. It doesn't look like he can hold it because you don't have a butterfly joint unless you untab these things, which is now just making them look a little awkward. But yeah, I guess you could do it that way if you want. I guess this only matters like if you're, you know, a little kid and you want to play around with a figure like this. So let me see if I can try. I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. And this matrix, the scale is so off, you can see. But yeah, you can maybe rotate his hand so that he's kind of holding up, so kind of make it look like it's going in there. This just looks weird with the finger. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time trying to do this, but yeah, you get the gist. You can do something like that. So yeah, just showing you that, but you do have to disassemble the figure a little bit just to get that extra butterfly joint articulation that you don't get, but this is good enough. But yeah, it's nice you can get some poses with these articulated fingers. But anyways, that is a look at the figure. And so now let's do a couple of comparisons. So here he is next to the Kingdom War for Cybertron Kingdom Rodimus Prime, and I brought this one out for a reason because you could see the scale is definitely off, and I'm just trying to make a case for my opinion. I do think that we are going to get a Studio Series 86 version of Rodimus so that he will be more in scale and more cartoon accurate. But for now, you could see, you know, it's okay. It does look nice as a fill-in. Let's give Ultra Magnus his gun so you could see it looks really nice. And for another comparison, and I also brought this out for a reason, because we know we're getting a Studio Series 80, a Studio Series Springer, and I think he is going to be later size for the same reason, because you could see the scale, the proportions a little off. He should be definitely much bigger. So here's just a couple of comparisons that I brought out for a reason, just to again make my case. I think we will be getting a Studio Series, so that's something to look forward to. So yeah, just another look once I can get them all standing up. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, right? So yeah, that's a look at the comparisons, and now let's go ahead and transform Ultra Magnus into his alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, before that, let's go over this backdrop that I forgot again, because, you know, it's really not that important to me in my opinion. But since some people might want to see, you could see it has a really nice artwork there, replicating that scene from the movie where an Ultra Magnus and Springer were getting ready to get in the shuttle. And here as a display, you know, you could put it up there. It looks really nice, but look at the scale and proportion is off. Like I said with my scrap heap review, I think the figure should be a little bit smaller and it would be really nice. But in general, I guess this is nice, and if you could overlook things like this, you know, this is really cool. But it's still nice nonetheless. It just functionally doesn't work all that well to me. So now let's go ahead and transform Ultra Magnus into alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at Ultra Magnus in his alt mode, and first, as always, let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the cartoon aesthetics. And you could see they did a really nice job. I really like this area in particular compared to like McFans Toys, Magic Square and stuff. And the back, let's take a look at the back view. Also, I think it's pretty nice. I mean, the animation model is not quite accurate. I kind of had to tweak it a little bit, but you could see for the most part, the shapes, color, pretty much done really nice. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the detail and just point out some things. So first of all, for me, the cartoon accuracy, I'm really disappointed that they didn't use like a transparent blue for the windows, and maybe that's because that might affect the paint, the white paint. And I'm glad this happened because I can point out something when you're manipulating this. During transformation, I like to leave it locked and hold it, and then after I get it all transformed, that's the very last step. But anyways, yeah, this area is an issue because the tolerance is not too good, but as long as you're aware of it, you know what you're doing, yeah, you can get around with it. But anyways, you can see very nicely sculpted, very nicely detailed. I mean, they do have some extra nice sculpted detail, not overly detailed like some Chinese third-party company that does over stylized designs. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to go rambling on. It's here's a look at it. The alt mode looks really nice, and in terms of the features, this is important. I didn't bring out any cars. I'm not going to do all that, but you could see this rolls down really nice. If you have some mainline retail figures, you could roll that up, and here you can untab these and then bring this down, which, you know, it doesn't line up, but you could just kind of pretend. So that's a feature that you get with the alt mode that comes with the original G1. So that's a nice feature to add here. Really nice. So yeah, and the transformation, getting it in here, it's really fun. Yeah, I know people have issues with manipulating this piece, but if you know what you're doing, step-by-step transformation is pretty easy. I don't think I'm gonna do any more transformation videos, but yeah, that's it. Really nice alt mode. So now let's go ahead, transform back to robot mode and have our final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on this figure. I'm just gonna say this is a really nice figure. It's all things considered, you know, this broad shoulder and stuff. This is really great. The transformation design, the cartoon accuracy, and all this stuff. I think they did a really great job. And for those people saying that, you know, this is probably better than the official masterpiece, yeah, I kind of agree. And it's very interesting, you know, because they're hot rod. People have that same opinion. But anyways, I don't want to start digressing. The point is, it's a really great figure, and really looking forward to their Springer. And hopefully they will give us Studio Series Rodimus Prime. So with that said, I don't give recommendations, because if you want it and if you can find it, you'll get it. But if you don't, then you won't. But I don't see why anyone would not want to get this. This is a popular character, really great figure, looks really nice. So all that said, it's a great figure. I have to see how this fits into my top 10 for the mainline retail. But anyways, that's my review. But one last thing, I forgot is a comparison, but also I want to share my thoughts on this too. Is now, what am I gonna do with this War for Cybertron Ultra Magnus? Because I actually have a second set which is unopened. So, you know, like a lot of figures that I've given away, I think I might just give this War for Cybertron figure away as well. And I didn't mention it when I went over my collection of Season 3 Autobots mainline, but it's the same thing with the Studio Series Cup. So here I can get a better look at this too, because this one I also have a second one, mint and seal box, unopened. And if you remember, I was telling you, you know, this is kind of cool Studio Series, how they give you the transparent plastic for the window, which is not really cartoon accurate. And I think in alt mode, this is definitely not cartoon accurate. But now this whole set's really incomplete because you have Studio Series, War for Cybertron, Buzzing Bumblebee. It's just, it's the line's all messed up just to try to get mainline retail Season 3 Autobots. So that's it. Nothing more to say. So it's a great figure, I'll just say again. And, you know, if you want it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't.
Autobots, prepare to board the shuttles.